Hey guys, we're here back at JTech. Today I'm going to show you guys how to use the MCO machine to resurface rotors off the vehicle. So the first few things we did was raise the vehicle on the lift, take the tires off, unbolt the calipers, and remove our rotor. So first thing we're going to go ahead and do before we check our thickness variation is go ahead and put this on it. Before I did this, I make sure to clean my surface. That way I have a nice and clean surface on there. Alright, next thing we're going to go ahead and do, there's several different sizes, so you got to make sure you find the right one. Alright. So this one seems to be it. So we're going to go ahead and walk over to our machine. Put in our first spacer. And then go ahead and put in our rotor. Make sure that these three legs right here are not touching the axle. That way you don't get an inaccurate. Alright, so the next thing we're going to go ahead and get is our belt. There's several different types you can use. I prefer to use this one. It's easier to put on. Alright. So once you do that, you're going to go ahead and find your spacer and your nut with thread. The cool interesting thing about this is it's a spacer and it's threaded in backwards, so you're gonna go ahead and thread it on there and just give it a nice hit. That way it's snug on there. Alright. So the next thing you're gonna go ahead and do is check for thickness variation around the rotor, and also check the recommended length to cut off. Right here is 22.48, 22.50, 22.30, and lastly 22.40. So I already checked the specs on my vehicle and I know how much I have to cut off. So the next thing you're going to go ahead and do is line up our machine as close to the rotor as we can. Loosen our first nut and just get it right about the center of here. Once you do that, you're going to go ahead and tighten this right here. And we're going to move our tips to the middle of the rotor. Once you do this, we're going to go ahead and turn our machine. And just turn the bits till it gently graces the rotor. Alright, we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Alright, and we're going to auto zero both sides. And we're just going to go 2 inches of 1,000 to each side and lock our bits in place and just give it our first turn. Alright, once you get it there, you're going to go here to our lever and push up and towards us so we can give it a fast cut. Then what you do afterwards is push up, neutral, rewind it, go back to the beginning. And then if it looks all good, we're going to go ahead and give it our slow cut. It takes around 5 to 7 minutes. And that way we have a nice clean rotor. So this is going to take a few minutes. One quick tip, never leave the machine unattended because many things can happen. And you just want to be aware of that. So as you can see, the rotor's not warping and it's giving a nice clean cut all around. This side as well. So we're off to a good start. Alright guys, it's getting near the end, and what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just go put it back on neutral and give it the last few by hand because it has a little ridge. You don't want to mess up the tip, so you're gonna go ahead and do that. Knock it off slowly. Alright, so once we do that, we're gonna go ahead and go right back to the middle, open our tips back up, and just go, I like to go 2 inches over thousandths at a time, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And lock our bits back in place. And since it gave me a nice and clean cut the first time, I'm gonna go ahead and give it my slow cut now. Pull up our lever, push it back, and as you can see, it's moving much slower than the other one. It's gonna take a few minutes, but we'll get to it soon. On our next video, I'm gonna show you guys how to use a on the vehicle brake leg, so you know how to do both off and on the vehicle rotor resurface, and give you a few helpful tips. Alright guys, it's almost done. It's been about 4.5 minutes, 5. So let's give it a few seconds more. And once it's done, I'm gonna show you how to properly shut off the machine so you don't break the motor by just shutting it off. You have to put it on neutral, of course. That way, when you turn it off, the motor doesn't turn it off. It turns off slowly by itself. Alright. So come over here, pull up and up to the center, and just turn off our machine. Loosen the tips, back them up. Alright. Pull back. And just do the process backwards. Take off your spring, put it back on the proper shelf. Unloosen your nut. Remove your rotor. And one thing I like to do before I put it back on the vehicle is just give it a nice clean with our brake fluid. Make sure it's nice and smooth, as you can see. And it's ready to be put on the vehicle. In some cases, if the rotor's too warped and it can't be replaced, then you're gonna have to buy a new one. But in this case, we were able to save it. So now we're gonna go ahead and put it on the vehicle, and I'm gonna do the other side on the brake lathe, so that way you know how to do both on and off. Thank you for watching.